Nightwing 109 Legacy 296, Tom Taylor writing with Stephen Byrne on the art. So, we had the last issue end with Bia, is her name?
B, yeah.
Or just B. Getting shot and falling into the water. Nightwing, start of this issue, dives in after her, has his moment of hesitation, but he's able to overcome it and dive in and get her. We get a little flashback to when Alfred tried to train him to basically, not first aid per se, but
like a field medic, right? Like emergency.
More extreme, more extreme than first aid. He's got a dead pig that he's going to try and teach him to like sew wounds up in and things like that. And he's not really excited about the prospect, but Alfred's like, no, someone needs to be able to do this. And he's like, yeah, but you'll always be here. So, Taylor's still pulling at those Alfred heartstrings.
That line just got me. Because, you'll be here. And then just knowing, that he's been gone, but Dick has taken up that, the Alfred kind of vibe. It is nice. It's bittersweet.
So that sets up that he knows how to patch up a wound, and we come back, and he's done that for B. She's shouldn't be up and walking around, but she does it anyway. And they basically just have to go after her brother. But the big thing here, honestly, because the actual resolution to the present day action is pretty straightforward. They come and they fight him, and they win. There's some big pages of Nightwing jumping down like a pirate and all the rest of it. The big thing here was more the flashback story to me, which was the explanation of how basically before this was Bloodhaven, when this was just New Netherlands,
New Netherlands.
This basically became a haven led by a Captain Blood, hence the name Bloodhaven. And there was a giant monster that this captain fought because it was basically destroying all the ships that were coming in, and it was destroying the trade system and all that. So this captain killed the monster, this big looking eldritch
Kraken
looking thing, and then we get a little bit of her backstory, how she became she was stealing a boat and she got recruited afterwards. For me, that was the most interesting part of the issue. I was like them adding this bit of lore to Bloodhaven history.
Yeah, I like that. And also with her stealing the super yacht, and she was 13 and made it to the Caribbean, and that's why he adopted her. He's like, she sought him out, and it's kind of the comparison to Jason Todd I thought was funny.
Yeah. Also, does this mean that giant? I mean, because I think we just assumed it was a whale, but is it a chance that skeleton that was in the hold before might actually be the skeleton of this thing? Yeah.
I mean, if it's a cephalopod, it's not going to have a skeleton, but I mean, we can, it's a sea monster.
Whatever. It's not a real creature. We can
I know, but I still like creatures to have, unless they are an alien being. I like them to follow biology rules. But just the idea of the keep being an actual ship, right? I thought that was still pretty cool. It's an actual ship that can be sailed out of there. And that's where they come to, what's his name? The captain's kid, her brother, comes there to do it, only to be defeated because of pirate. Like they find she's still the captain, right? Like they still serve her. Which I like. So
that was a very confusing way you said all that. But yes,
I'm sorry because I'm going through the issue as we're going to refresh. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't really think I followed, but yeah, the Nightwing and B take him on, and we get a big page of Nightwing. Like that thing, and this is something Redondo did and has been continuing in the book, which is the full page where you see the whole fight play out and like all the different sort of stages of the fight. It's not different panels, it's just all in one big splash, but you see all the different versions of Nightwing and all the different moves, and he's coming down from the top of the ship and then kicking someone overboard at the bottom. It's very fun sequencing. And of course, B shows up with all of her pirates that she's broken out of the jail cell that we've been held in. But really, the big thing at the end is we finally get what was in the box and what was the left there for Nightwing. and it turns out to be a CD-ROM, which is a bit of a blast from the past, to be honest, at this point.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
But it's security footage, and I guess this makes sense that it's old tech because this is from when Dick was a kid. But it's basically the security camera footage from the night his parents died, and it's proving that Zuko was there. We see him coming out of the tent, and it's like proof. You know, like they've kind of known who it was for a long time, but this is finally some proof. So that's what comes up.
And it would make sense that that's why he would want it, right? Because Zuko, that's what kicked us all off, right? Zuko went to go to the hold because Heartless.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that checks out. But yeah, I hope B, not that she sticks around, but I like her as a supporting character for Dick because he's constantly talking about how bad he feels about how the relationship went, you know? So just the idea that, you know, this is just another network that he's made, you know, because as we've seen, that's the one thing that Dick Grayson has that has outshined Bruce is his ability to have friends, you know, and it's just the fact that this person, like, now, not that they're even, but she even tells him at the end, like, you know, but if you and your friends find them before we do, make them pay, you know, talking about Heartless. And then he puts his domino mask back on at the end. And I really like that sentiment at play for Dick.
Yeah, I mean, I think this pirate bit's been my least favorite part of the run. I'm not really that fussed about any of it popping up again. I'm sure it will, and it'll feel satisfying that it does because it's part of what the run's built up. But I could take or leave seeing B again, to be honest. I think it's, you know, it was mostly tied into an era of Dick that I didn't want to read. She even calls him Rick at one point in this issue, which it makes sense coming from her because that's what she knew him as. But I would rather just forget that entire time period happened, frankly. So I'm not that fussed about any of that. I mean, I think it's a well told enough comic book. I like the history for Bloodhaven, and I'm curious to see what they do with this Zuko stuff going forward now. But I'm glad that we're done with this. It was kind of and it wasn't that long a tangent. It was, you know, 3 or 4 issues. But I'm glad that we're done with it now, and we can go back to the main story and get into more Heartless stuff and stuff in the city. So I'm glad this bit's done. Yeah,
no, I think it's funny too. This is shortly after we followed Dick Grayson to hell, right, to get the soul of that girl. Now he's been a pirate. So Taylor's doing some unconventional storytelling, you know, while also still maintaining, you know, what makes Dick Grayson work. So I applaud him for that one. But yeah, I'm not like, I didn't dislike the pirate stuff as much as you did. But I am glad to get on to, you know, back to the Heartless stuff, back to his sister.
I think dislike's a strong word. I wouldn't say I disliked it. I just don't. I easily liked it less than anything else in the run.
Yeah, yeah. I just don't know how else to put that. You know, in an easier way.
So, yeah, like you know, I'm good. We can leave all this stuff behind now. I'm fine with that. Backup is it something I read? Oh, I think did I? No, I think it did. Yeah, it's Beast World stuff.
This is the Damien Beast World stuff.
Yeah. Where he almost gets infected. He's at the zoo. He turns into a cat at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, but it also introduces this new character, the green. What's her name? Ava something. My name's not important, but I remember Tom Taylor talking about this is her first appearance. And she's going to be in play in the Nightwing book during Beast World. But she's green like Gar, which is very curious. Just because because he gets his powers, remind me, right? That it was like a blood transfusion gone wrong. And he ended up with the ability to change. And that's why he's green.
That sounds familiar, but to be honest, I don't really remember.
So just the idea that there's, you know, there might be another one, but she doesn't seem like to be able to change. So I'm not sure. She's bright green. She has a bunch of animal tattoos. And yeah, so kind of, I don't want to say not a nothing story, but,
there's just not much. Yeah. There's just not much to it, to be honest. And you say she doesn't seem to be able to change, but I don't think there's anything that tells us that one way or the other. But she's only on like one page.
No, that's what I mean. It's not like because I said she's green like Beast Boy, so I'm assuming a similar set of powers. I could be completely off.
But I mean, the green may also have nothing to do with Beast Boy.
I know, but I just, I don't. I also don't. I don't know. It's just I feel one of those things like, if she's green, if she's surrounded by animals, it's not an accident to make us think of Beast Boy.
No,
right?
I mean the tattoos of the animals are the only thing that makes me think she's related to Beast. Though, like, there's nothing else really. Right. Because there's tons of green characters in comics, like, they're not all Beast Boy related.
Yeah, but they're either Green Lantern or Swamp Thing, right? And with the green, like they tend to group similar character designs together.
Oh, Martian Manhunter's green. He's got nothing to do with any of these characters.
Because he's an alien, though, and he's a shapeshifter. So green shapeshifter is still Beast Boy. I don't make the rules. I just point them out.
That's got nothing to do with Beast Boy. Shut up. That's not parallel. No.
Yeah, I know it's Ava something. I just remember. I remember Tom Taylor talking her up on Twitter. So
I mean, she might be a great character.
We'll see.
But there's nothing to go on yet. She's on one page. There's very little to do. The only thing we get here is that she puts the spore in Robin's mouth.
Yeah, she seems, because what he finds is like the spores aren't going all over Gotham like they are everywhere else. It's almost like Gotham's too quiet. So it almost seems too like she has some kind of way of manipulating the spores. Because she's holding one, and she's the one that puts it towards Damian.
At the very least, it's like she's attracting them to her location. So instead of it spreading throughout the city, they're all kind of congregating in the zoo,
the old zoo,
which is where this issue's or this story's set, I should say. So yeah, yeah, okay, yeah, it's whatever. All right, what are you rating Nightwing?
I'm gonna give this I'll give this an 8.
Yeah, 7 for me. It's good. It's well told. But I'm glad that this part of the story's done.